Hello, hello, hello. All right, well, I think we've got enough to start. Yeah, does that sound good? Yeah, excellent. I'm Dr. Abstract. This is my, right up there is my signature. And I don't know if you can read this, but it says, that's the letter A, B, S, E, and then the R is kind of tricky. The R is this little bent over thing. So that's an R-A-C-T-I-O-N. The I is also bent. Abstraction. And so this is a very abstract signature. It's the letter D with an R and an A, Dr. Abstract. So pleased to meet you. I built this place. It's called the Nodist Colony. And it's got these globes that you can go into. I would encourage you actually tour them afterwards. As a matter of fact, one day it would be great if you could bring some friends into AltSpace and go on a class tour. Remember those class tours? Wouldn't it be so cool if when you were a kid, you got to class tour this place? I mean, wow. So yeah, please do that. To favorite it, you can go around the back afterwards, and there's actually a way to get into the world, and then you can favorite the world and come back anytime. You can also take the teleporter out to the outer rings. That's where the definitions of the framework are, and you actually go in those globes, and it's very high up, and the wind blows. So what we do here is we talk about creativity, about philosophy, and this is a theater for that. And you are welcome to book this if you want. Like if you also would like to do a talk on creativity or philosophy or anything, just ask. I'd be happy to share this world with you, and then you could put on a talk here as well. Okay, so this is a story of coincidences. And this story spans time, like probably most stories. There's all sorts of people involved, and in good AltSpace tradition, it starts at a campfire. Bum, bum, bum. Well, actually at campgrounds. So I was camping with my mother's side of the family, in a sense, and I've got a whole bunch of siblings, like 3 brothers and a sister, and all the siblings have kids. Well, not all of them have kids, but many of them have kids as well. So we're at this campground, the siblings and 6 of the kids. I've got 2, Madeline and Elliot, and Elliot is right there. Aww. Isn't that great? So Madeline and Elliot, and they're the oldest, and it goes right down to this little one called Allie, and Allie is missing her 2 front teeth. So that's what age she's at roughly. And we're at this campground called Pinehurst, which is in Ontario. And I'll be showing you some pictures, not that many pictures, just a few pictures after, so that you can see what this looks like. But rather than sort of click through the pictures right now, I'd like us to use our imagination a little bit. You know what I mean? And then we got to talk a little bit about the coincidences after with the pictures. So we're at this campground. It's called Pinehurst. It's got a swimming area. It's got a beach. It's got in behind it's got a field that's about as big as half a football field or so, with a snack bar, and way the heck over there is a volleyball pit. A volleyball pit. So we're playing Frisbee, and I love Frisbee. You know what Frisbee is, right? It's like a disc that you throw like this. There it is. All right, let's everybody practice the Frisbee throw. Go ahead. We'll end up throwing our menus, won't we? Oops, there goes the AltSpace menu. Yeah. Let's see. What happened to Just Call Me E? She sort of sidled over here and, well, whatever. Hopefully she'll come back. So we were playing Frisbee, and I was playing this game where I throw the Frisbee as far as I can in the field over the volleyball net to the waiting children. So we put all the children in the volleyball pit. And my mom came up, and it was so nice to be able to say to her, "Hey, Mom, watch this." And I throw the Frisbee, and way over the field it goes. And then Elliot, it landed right in his arms. Did you catch it, Elliot?
I wish I knew, but probably because I'm good at Frisbee.
You wish you knew. Yeah, well, we'll leave it to a mystery. As a matter of fact, my wife married me, I think, with a Frisbee throw. So we were at this place called the Sand Hills. And at the Sand Hills, at an earlier time, I went with a bunch of mods. Do you know what mods are? Like mods and rockers, they have bull haircuts or whatever, ride scooters. So we went with a bunch of mods, and we got there, and it's this big hill of sand. It takes time to walk up, and at the top, there's these trees, and then there's this cliff, like all the way along a cliff. And so I'm following the mods, and the mods just go, run, 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 wah, jump off the cliff. And so I'm going, I've never been there before. It's sort of like, okay, feel like a lemming, and there I jump. And sure enough, it's just right, a big, huge pile of sand that goes down like 15 floors kind of thing, just sand, sand, sand. And you just sort of fall and glide in the sand. It was wonderful. So we're there, and I'm playing Frisbee with the guys on these hills. And way out on one of the cliffs, all the girls are around a picnic blanket, including Roseanne, who was young at the time. And so I take the Frisbee and I go, hey, Roseanne, Roseanne. Finally catch her attention. She's way over there, and she kind of puts up her hand, and I throw the Frisbee, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And off it goes, way out to the sea, comes back down, and she's just sitting there. She put up her hand and caught it. And that's how we knew we were going to get married. So that's Roseanne. Oh, let's see. You guys have been so good. You're all nice and quiet. I just should do that just in case. Okay, so let's go back to the campgrounds now. It's gotten dark. We've got this big tent. And all the kids, there's 6 of them. All the kids are going to be staying in the one big tent. And my brother, he's got dogs, so he couldn't stay camping with us. And Jim was in another brother was in another tent. So I'm kind of in this tent with all these kids. And it's getting dark, and I realize, oh, wait a minute, I have to go get milk. So at the store, I had to get milk, and I was supposed to bring it for the morning. And just before I go off to get milk, Elliot goes, hey, Dad, can you get me some chips? I kind of think, Elliot, we had chips for lunch. We had chips for dinner. I'm not going to go and get you some chips at the store. And now that I realize it, though, with Elliot's sense of humor, it may have been possible that he was just joking me. I didn't realize it at the time. So I get to the store, and I'm going, okay, well, I'm not going to get chips, but maybe I should get a little snack. The dad kicked in. I think a midnight snack it is. And I see a big bag of licorice all sorts. So I kind of go, yeah, that's a sophisticated flavor. Licorice all sorts would be a fine snack. And so I get the licorice all sorts, I get the milk, I come back to the campgrounds, and only my mom is there. The rest of the kids are all gone. And I go, hey, where is everybody? And she goes, oh, well, Grandpa Ian took them off to brush their teeth. And so I get into the tent. It's this big harem tent. I get into the tent and sort of think, well, wait a minute. I'm not going to give them a bunch of licorice when they've just brushed their teeth. So I took a few pieces of licorice myself and hid the licorice behind hid it behind my pillow sort of thing in this beautiful big harem tent. So in come all the kids. And as expected, when you're in a tent with a bunch of kids, they expect a story. We'd been camping for years like this. And so we're going to go tell the story. And Madeline says, hey, Dad, can you tell me the story of the coincidence? Because I had just told her the story of the coincidence. And so she wanted that recounted. It's always tricky to start off a story that way, isn't it? I'm going to tell you about a story about a coincidence. People expect it. They know what's going to happen. They know it's going to be a coincidence. So she might have said, hey, Dad, tell a story about the coincidence. So I went, yeah, okay. So here's a story about the coincidence that I told. I'm in a space rock band called the Gnostics. So we wear space helmets and stuff. You'll get to see a picture of that. And we had a 7-year reunion. So we hadn't played in 7 years. And we had this 7-year reunion event. And for playing, I always do a light show. So we get a light show projected onto the band. And to do that, I'm an inventor. I have to build things for it. Like I have to buy things for it, things like little motors or a dish and things. And the place I do that is a place called Steel City Surplus. And it's got surplus items like, for instance, humidifier parts. So I could get a motor for the humidifier. And the motors are used to make little cams, squeeze bags of oil and light. And then I project those onto the band. And the projectors I might get there at Steel City Surplus. So I had gone previously, I had gone to Steel City Surplus to get things for a light show 7 years ago. And I got 54 items. So that's how many rang through. And I kind of was taking this cart. They were all in the cart. I'm going to walk up in the cart. I'll say, I'll take them all for $100. And she laughs and goes, oh, we don't do that. So this is in the lineup. And then this lineup proceeded to grow behind me as she's ringing in all these things. Chitting, $100.00. It was exactly that. And we whooped like we had won the lottery. And it was, oh my God. And I've got the receipt and I'll show you the receipt. So this is now 7 years later. It's our reunion. And I'm going, okay, well, I want to make a light show. I want a tray with some water, and I'm going to open up a keyboard, and we'll use the insides of a keyboard. I don't know if you've ever seen the insides of a keyboard. If you open it up, they need to get a signal to each of the keys. So basically, it's a bunch of little circuits that you can see on this piece of plastic. They're beautiful. And I've opened up lots of keyboards, and I was sort of using that in the light show as well. And I went to Steel City Surplus to get some other things. And I'm shopping away. And when I get there, 7 years later, same woman is there, same lady at the counter. And so I do my shopping, and I'm looking forward to talking to her. And I'm getting a few things, gloves so I can throw footballs better, some boot socks, some blocks of plastic, a big long 3-foot screwdriver, that kind of stuff. And I pull up to the counter, and she's gone. And it's like, oh, darn. And I tell the lady, oh, it's too bad because the last time I was here, I got a whole bunch of stuff and I said I'd take it for $100 and it was $100 exactly. I didn't buy as much stuff this time, or I haven't got as much stuff this time. So I'll take it all for $50. And so she proceeds to ring it through. Ta-dunk, 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 ta-dunk. $50.00. And she's going, oh, well, how about that? Oh, well, how about that? That's the kind of thing. Sure enough, it was like, oh my goodness, wow, unbelievable, astounding, as we said in the marketing literature. So it's the reunion of the Gnostics, and we hadn't played, like I said, in 7 years. We're a space rock band. We were out at this a Benefer support for these hipsters who were selling not DVDs, not CDs, not Napster things. Let's see, what was it? Cassette tapes. Cassette tapes all of a sudden became back in style. And the other Gnostics sort of came up to me. And what I was doing is I was telling the people there, a whole bunch of like maybe 8 people or so, I was telling them the story about the coincidence. I just got through it, just got finished, because it had just happened to me that day. And the other Gnostics came up to me and went, boop, 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 boop. Hey, Dan, we're selling these cassettes. We need some change. We need 3 2s, because they had to give 3 different people $2 and change. So here I am. I got these people around me, just told the story of the coincidence. And I reach into my pocket and pull out 3 toonies, just like that. Poomp, like that. Poomp, 3 toonies. And it's sort of like, well, wait a minute. Maybe telling the story of coincidences begets coincidences. Maybe after you tell it, you just sort of keep on doing these coincidences. So that was pretty cool. In the end, we did the show. It was a great show. I'll tell you more about it later when we see the Gnostics. So I did the show. That was the story. And all the time while I'm in the tent, so we're back in the tent, it's dark. We're lying back on these luxurious blankets. It's like a harem kind of in there, but it's dark. And Allie, the littlest one, had been pretending to go to sleep throughout the story. Anybody else out there? Pretending to go to sleep throughout the story. So she's going, you know, and kind of interrupting the story a little bit. So let me relive this. Can I hear some snoring from you? Go ahead, do it. Let's hear it. Hear any? Oh yeah, there's some good. Right. They're all she's snoring away there. And so I was sort of a little bit perturbed. And I kind of went to her and said, Allie, you are in your dreams. Allie, you are in your dreams. You can have anything you want. What do you want? Anything at all. And she goes, I want a big pile of licorice. Can you believe it? Out of any possible thing that she could have asked for, she asked for a big pile of licorice. So I went to the pillow, took the licorice, and just went, clump, 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 clump. Oh, it was so delightful to be able to give somebody what they wanted in their dreams. And again, the coincidence beget the coincidence. Oh, thank you. So that is the story of the coincidence. Did you enjoy? You believe it? I think you maybe want to see the receipts, huh? All right. Yeah, thanks. So here are the pictures. Come on closer. Come on in a little bit to make sure that you can see these properly. This is Long Point. I'm just going to get, what's it called? A laser right there. All right. So these are people. And this photograph, by the way, it's a beautiful photograph by this person, Geology Jen, but it's kind of like a fisheye lens view. So this isn't really an island. It's all a straight bank of sand, but you're getting a fisheye effect. These are people down here at the bottom swimming in Lake Erie. This is in Ontario. And then here's the sand. Right up there, that's a tree. That thing right there, I think, is a person. That little speck is a person up in the top of these cliffs. I don't think we jumped down that far. Probably something more like this. And then we slide down the sand, which was just beautiful. There's also clay pits that are all on here in the bottom. There's clay pits, and we put clay all over our bodies. And I found this piece of driftwood, and I modeled a head on it, and we're sort of walking down the bottom, just goofing around like a bunch of mods. And then up top, that's where the trees are and various things, and the mods would have been sitting up here, and we threw the frisbee like from one end to the other. Oops, how do I get rid of this? There we go. Next. This is Roseanne, my wife. She didn't come camping because she's kind of like the princess in the pea, you know, and sometimes camping when you're just on the ground is a little bit hard. Anybody else like the princess in the pea? And then you can see that I enjoy a frisbee. That's about the time of it as well. I had a little mod haircut. Guess which one is Allie? Yeah, you don't need a pointer for that. And then over here, we've got Elliot. Hello, Elliot. And there's Madeline. And my mom likes to take these pictures that are just kind of like a lineup of the kids. And then here's some of the light shows that I make as Dr. Abstract. So up in the top corner there. Ooh. Up in the top is a light show that's between two glass plates in frames, sort of. And I sealed it up with bubbles, and I put colored liquid and oil in them. And there's a cape used for the Gnostics, as a matter of fact, that is sort of surrounding that table area. And that's so that the rest of the audience doesn't get light in their eyes when they look at that. And these are the various light shows. That's the band that I'm in. Here and this one right here, a little motor from Steel City Surplus makes that spin, and then it spins the lights to make that show that you're seeing up there. There's some prototypes. These are just some examples of the lights. Here's the Gnostics. Can you point to which one I am? Any guesses? Well, you never know. Could I be the one underneath the helmet? It's hard to say. That's Andre. We had just come back from an Egyptian feast type thing, so that's what he happened to be wearing. This is Gavin. That's me in the back with the wings kind of on my eyeglasses. I usually carry space guns or have sort of these things that spin and stuff. And we did a show once where we were charming women coming up out of baskets and body paint and stuff. And we had these Spanish troubadours who had come in for an Earth Song event, and they had picked up all the space guns and were shooting people in the audience with. They were actually hypnotizing guns. They weren't really for shooting. Anyway, that's me in the background at the Gnostics. And since we're now defunct, we haven't played in a while, here's what we really look like underneath our space outfit. Ooh. And I find this picture actually coincidental. How about you? Do you see a coincidence in this picture right here? Look at the band name, the Gnostics. What's the first thing when you see this? Like, to me, the most pronounced thing in the picture are the nostrils. So I think this band name should have been, We're the Nostrils. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We're the Nostrils. Anyway, there's the Gnostics out of there. And here are the receipts. Oh, I should get the laser pointer again, huh? I don't know. Can you read those? It's tricky. Oh, the other thing I should do is also turn on. Maybe I can't do it now. Yeah, I can't do it now because I've got a laser pointer. I should turn on your volume. Or is your volume on? Yeah, it is. Okay. I don't like it when I have to actually squeeze the laser. Okay, so here is the long one right here. This is the, I know that there's 54 items. It was like totaled somewhere like that. There are the items, and they're quite, a lot of them are just, 99 cents and $1.59, etc. And there's the total of $100 right here. And then here's the second one. 7 years later, there was better printing. And here's the various items in that part with the $50. Isn't that neat? So out of all of them, though, I mean, this initially I thought would probably be the biggest coincidence of my life. It's not my favorite. My favorite was that Allie had asked for licorice when I happened to have this big pile of licorice. And who would have guessed? Like just anything in the world. And she said a pile of licorice. Just anything in the world. Wow. So I like that one the most. And thank you very much. I'm Dr. Abstract. That was the talk on coincidences. Oh, if you need to clap, you can go like this. Sometimes our hands don't reach when they go like that. I did a talk on avatars, and so one of the things that we were doing when we talked about avatars was just little tricks like that. To clap, you turn your hand sideways and clap like that, and then they don't make sound, unfortunately. All right, so that's the main talk there. I would like to take you to the cloud. You guys all want to come to the cloud? It's a cloud up here, and it views out over top of all of what we're seeing. And then you can make your mouths work at that point if you so desire. Yay! Let me get a picture of you, though. Why don't you? What I'll do is I'll put up the next slide. This is the Abstraction channel. You can also subscribe to this, but come on up front. I'm going to take a picture of you against the back here so that I can... There, that's nice. Okay, good. Yay, yay. Everybody in? Don't worry about the camera guy over there. Okay, and what do we usually do? I'll take a picture now. 1, 2, 3. Gotcha. And one more, and you can give some emojis or something like that if you so desire. So, okay, go ahead. Emojis. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Yeah, that's perfect. Woohoo. Give me 5, give me 5, give me 5, give me 5, give me 5. Right, to the cloud. Here's the cloud, and as we're going to go way up in the air. The other one out here is the outer ring. And if you go to the outer ring, you can, well, actually from the cloud, you can go to the outer ring too. So come on through. Come on. I'll find you. Ah! Good luck.